Degasification methods. Following are the different methods of degassing. First one, flushing. Second, vacuum degassing. Third one, static bath treatment. Fourth one, induction degassing. Fifth, steam droplet degassing. Fifth one, fractional degassing. Flushing or gas scavenging with an inert gas is one of the most effective methods of extracting dissolved gases from the molten metal. Inert gases such as chlorine, nitrogen, helium, or argon are used in practice for degassing non-ferrous metals, while carbon monoxide is used for ferrous metals and Ni-based alloys. So in the figure it is clear that you see here in the figure below figure shown a crucible in which molten metal is poured. So in the molten metal here inert gases are supplied with the help of a graphite tube. So the inert gases are pumped into the molten metal through the graphite tube, and when the inert gases are pumped, so these gases will not react with the molten metal, but bubbles will form and starts moving upwards. So any dissolved gases here has greater affinity towards the bubbles, and they combine with the bubbles and they are extracted from the molten metal and then through the atmosphere. So next one, vacuum degassing. So vacuum degassing is a technique of removing dissolved gases from the liquid melt by lowering the pressure inside the vessel. That means creating vacuum containing the liquid metal. In the presence of vacuum, it is particularly used in steel foundries for degassing hydrogen and oxygen from the liquid steel. Steel refined in vacuum are characterized by homogeneous structures, low content of non-metallic inclusions, and low gas porosity. Vacuum degassing is typically performed in a specially designed chamber known as vacuum degasser. There are a number of variants followed in the vacuum degassing process, however, working on the same principle by exposing the molten metal to a low pressure environment or vacuum. The reduced pressure inside the vessel or chamber causes the dissolved gases to become less soluble and separate from the liquid melt. When the vacuum degassing process is complete, the gas is removed from the vessel and the pressure is returned normal. It must be noted that the effectiveness of the vacuum degassing operation depends on the surface area of the liquid melt that is exposed to low pressure. Hydrogen removal is a diffusion of partial pressure phenomenon, while oxygen removal is a function of chemical reaction of oxygen with carbon and at the partial pressure of carbon monoxide. The different variants of vacuum degassing with respect to hydrogen gas removal are discussed as follows. Static bath degassing. Static bath degassing technique is the simplest form of degassing technique, wherein the ladle tap with the molten metal is placed within a chamber sealed and evacuated as shown in the figure 3.3a 3a 3a. The process, although time consuming and requires additional equipments, may be simplified by sealing the tap ladle itself tap ladle itself itself with a cover as shown in figure 3.3b. This is the ladle itself, and this is made as a temporary vacuum chamber, and so the molten metal here, so the gases dissolved inside the molten metal are will become less soluble with the vacuum or low pressure, and they are removed. And here this is very faster one, and reduced pressure inside the chamber causes the dissolved gases to become less soluble. Once the degassing process is completed, the pouring the soluble and separate the liquid melt. The pouring of the metal is carried out. The system gives the advantage of small pump down volume, reducing the vacuum pump capacity requirement. However, since the system does not utilize any circulation of the melt, so other than that provided by the natural convection degassing process at a slower rate. Second one, induction degassing. Induction degassing technique overcomes the induction degassing technique overcomes the disadvantage of static bath technique. The system as shown in 3.4b 3.4b here to the crucible. So induction coils are encircled throughout the crucible. Due to the induction coil, the molten metal is agitated. So induction degassing, so within the chamber can be sealed and rapidly evacuated. Molten metal is transformed from the melting into the crucible, wherein the current flowing through the coils create a magnetic field that induces eddy current and circular electric currents, producing a stirring action within the molten metal. The bath agitation, which takes place at normal frequency, is just sufficient for hydrogen gas removal from the melt to take place. The effective removing dissolved gases is enhanced to a greater extent in the presence of vacuum atmosphere. Vacuum induction process is more efficient, except cost of furnace being a major drawback. However, foundries operating with induction furnaces have the advantage, since all the operations like melting metal under vacuum, refining, degassing, heating, alloying, etc., are done in one single unit melting furnace. The process is relatively flexible, feature the independent control time, the temperature, pressure, and mass transport through melt stirring. Oh, I think it is better to